Hello everyone and welcome to the Financial Tribune. This is Plowman and today we'll be discussing which asset classes do best during a recession. We'll see the two asset classes which tend to outperform funds such as S&P 500 and other asset classes. So let's get it on. So as you already know, we're officially in a recession. That means that we have two following economic downturns, and this is why I believe now it's a really convenient time to review which asset classes can be used as a leverage during a recession or an economic downturn, and why I'm making this video today. First of all, you all know we have a really high inflation at the moment, and the only thing central banks can do is to rise interest rates. They have been doing that, but they still need to do that further, and that makes borrowing comparatively more expensive, which usually results in an economic downturn, or in other words, the economy shrinks. And when the real economy shrinks, companies, they cannot grow. They usually tend to lay off people. Actually, today I read that Amazon is laying off staff. We all know Facebook has laid off staff, and many companies are laying off people at the moment, which further deepens that problem. And also another graph which I found really interesting, and I saw it just today, was this graph from this is actually the performance of the S&P 500 today in 2022. And as we can see on this chart, the S&P 500 shows the same signs as it did in 2007 and 8 during the financial economic crisis. Because of the high inflation, the central banks need to increase the interest rates, and this pushes the economy and the stock market further down. That's only logical that this graph would go in the same direction as it did in 2007 and 8. Such bear markets, they're really painful for all of us. Therefore, I try to prepare myself for those difficult times that are most probably coming, and I also wanted to share this knowledge with you through this video. And for the first asset class, which is gold, I will review some graphs here from this Forbes website, just to make it a little bit bigger so that you can see. So the two talking points on this graph will be the dot-com bubble, which was in the 2001 and 2002, and the global financial economic crisis from 2007 and 2008. Actually, from 2001 to 2010, the gold has outperformed the S&P 500 on 7 out of 10 occasions. So during those periods, the gold has outperformed the S&P 500 significantly. And in the long run, only in 2013, the gold has lost significantly in comparison with the S&P 500 index, which is the 500 biggest companies in America. We can also take a look at how gold was doing during the most recent Corona crash in 2020, which is here. So the biggest losers, according to the MoneyMate website, is Bitcoin, oil, platinum, and the S&P 500 again. Here, the gold did not do any gains, but it didn't lose as well. So in that sense, gold is a very good option at the moment compared to stocks, bonds, and cash and cryptocurrencies, as we can see here, because cryptocurrencies behave just like stocks. Until 2020, I was of the opinion that cryptocurrencies and especially Bitcoin could be used as a leverage during a recession or a crash, but it turns out I was wrong, and Bitcoin did not perform even as good as the S&P 500. Bitcoin did much worse, as we can see from this graph right here. So in that sense, cryptocurrencies are far riskier. The cryptocurrencies tend to get hit much harder in comparison with the stock market, and therefore they're not good option for an economic downturn or a recession or a market crash. So what can we do? What can we do in order to protect ourselves for during a recession? So either buy gold, or maybe silver, or real estate is a really good option. Bonds tend to perform really well during a recession. And in that sense, buying into those asset classes, you can protect yourself against an eventual economic downturn. If you're not into gold or real estate and you still want to buy stocks, there is also another asset class which could be very useful, and that's my second point for this video. This is the staple goods or consumer staples, which is like toothpaste, toilet paper, or companies which produce consumer goods. So for this point, I would like to get back to the Forbes website. And here there is a very good graph which shows how the S&P 500 and the consumer goods or consumer staples have performed during the 2007 crash. Seeing this graph, we can see that the consumer staples have almost retained their value until September of 2008, and they have fallen off only 25% in comparison to the S&P 500, which has steadily dropped from September 2007 until September of 2009. The index has dropped over 50% for 2 years, and the consumer staples or the consumer goods have merely broken the 25% loss. And in that sense, the consumer staples could be used in such hard periods just because they're not luxury goods, and the people need those goods, and therefore even if they are not that well off during a recession, they still have to buy like toothpaste and toilet paper and detergent and so on. So in that sense, this is a really good leverage asset class in terms of economic downturn. So if you don't like gold or silver, or if you cannot buy into real estate, then you can choose also the consumer staples as a good alternative during economic downturn. This has been it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Subscribe to the Financial Tribune, give me a like so I can grow further and make my videos better and keep improving myself. Tell me in the comments if you have liked this video, if you find it interesting, if you think I can improve my presenting skills, or if I'm doing any mistakes. Tell me about it. I find it really interesting to hear about your opinion, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.